Mike Davey down at your gym in Cockpool, where I'm going to catch up with, well, just call with all the lads who are fighting on the show. It's Friday.
Yes.
Just before we talk about that show, it's been, I keep saying it every year I come here, but it's been another very, very, very successful year for you. Not just with the pros, because you picked up 4 titles this year, but the amateurs, you know, again, loads of national champions, Northwest regional champions, you know, it's been a good year, hasn't it, mate?
Yeah, like I said, with all the kids, to be fair, they're all coming. They get to a point where they see the likes of the top kids like Leighton and Joe and all the rest of them. All the other kids want to be like them, don't they? So to be like them, they have to up their own game. Do you know what I mean? And they all bounce off each other. Yeah.
And then going into the pro side, before again we go back to the show, you know, the king of the middleweights here, because we've got the Northwest, the Central Area middleweight champion in Dan Catlin, who won it on our show with a tremendous knockout over Jack Kilgannon. And a few weeks before that, you had Jack Cullen winning the British and Commonwealth super middleweight title, and a few weeks before that, Mark Jeffers winning the English title. And both those 2 last fights I spoke about there, I would say, both going into the fights, big underdogs.
Yeah, they was big underdogs, to be fair. I think probably Dan would have been as well going into his, but just we drill the lads, do you know what I mean? We study their opponents, and sometimes it doesn't always work out because the kid might be at a next level up, but the kids that they've been boxing, we were pretty confident we was going to get the wins just off what we've been doing in the gym and how they was doing it themselves, you know, inspiring, bags, shadow and stuff like that, pads. Just working on simple drills, and well, that's what it was.
We've just mentioned 3 of the kids that are professional here under you, but we've got Matthew Rennie at the beginning of next month in a great fight where it's VIP versus VIP against James Woolcroft. We'll be catching up with him, and then on that same night, a young kid who was an amateur here with you, Nelson Birchall, makes his pro debut. So you're gonna have, is that 6 pros out of here?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. Not too sure, to be honest. We don't count them. It's just like, right, who's fighting next? Get them ready. Move on. Who's fighting next?
But you must be very excited. I've just seen you working with another lad who's hoping to kick over early in the new year, Harry Winard, a kid that I think will make a great asset to professional game, because his style suits it, doesn't it?
Yeah, Harry's as tough as old boots, and he's a fit kid. He trains very, very hard. Do you know what I mean? His style probably does suit the professionals a little bit more as well.
Well, I think that's the same with Nelson as well. Nelson, even though he was a fantastic amateur and won everything that you can possibly win, I just think you're not going to have to do too much tweaking for him to be as good a pro as he was an amateur.
No, it's just the basics more than anything, Lee. You know, with the amateurs, obviously it's a matter of point picking, boom, boom, boom. Sometimes it's in and out fast, so sometimes they'll have them wide legs so they can move their upper body. A little bit different with the pros. You want them to be able to punch, you know what I mean? So we've got to make sure the stance is spot on. We need balance over the front foot and back foot rather than too wide, you know, leaning, offering that face.
It's still 2 different sports, isn't it? Even though it's boxing, amateur and pros are still different, but this is, I think, the perfect place to learn to transition from one to another. But going back to this Friday night, we've got a packed show. You said, I think 16 fights?
I think we've got 18 on in total, a couple of skills, but we're allowed 18, and we've sort of filled every slot up to now,
And have you got a list? Are you going to run through them then?
Hang on.
Well, we'll just cut this little bit out. Hey, not prepared here. It's not me who's never prepared anyway. But you must be really happy with the way it's going though.
Oh, definite. I mean, we've been doing it. We've been coaching now for about 10 years, I think, something like that. So it's just all started coming together. I mean, we've had.
You knew it was going to be a long journey though when you started, though, didn't you?
In the past we've had British champions, Matty Askin, you know, Scott Fitz and stuff like that. Mark Jeffers, he was a Central Area a while ago.
The way I see that though, like when they come, we didn't have nothing underneath them. So when Matty left, that were it. Jack left, that were it. Adam left, that were it. Now we've not. We've got lads up the top, and we've got lads
So you've got a little
Right through
conveyor
it,
belt.
right through
Hopefully
the
that's
gym,
going to
yeah.
start, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
we've got
what we
kids
wanted.
right through the gym,
Yeah.
but at that time when we just started, we couldn't have that because we wasn't established enough.
Right, well, it's not worked out the way I thought it was going to work out. But I'm looking forward to filming it on Friday because I know some of the lads that are on the show and the quality and just what I've been filming today all look really, really sharp, these kids. And I can't believe some of them, how good they look for how little experience they've got.
Yeah, I mean, listen, amateur boxing, especially in the Northwest, it's not just those. There's a lot of good amateur gyms out there in the Northwest. You'll see a lot of good kids coming from other gyms as well.
What other gyms are coming up on the night, do you know?
You're putting me on the spot again here, eh?
Well, you've organised this.
I know I have, but I mean, it's not...
I expect mine not to. He leaves this all to
I don't
you.
want to miss anybody out though at the same time.
Yeah, but what
I know North Side have got 3 on. They've been doing well recently.
Yeah.
I don't, off top of my head, Eccles, Workington are coming, and there's a lot of gyms coming down, and they're all, and you know, they all help us out, and then we help them out. But they're a good group of lads, and there'll be some decent fights on. You know what it's like with amateurs; they're all 50-50s half the time.
That's the good thing about the amateur boxing.
It's
The standard as well nowadays, I think it's much better than what it was.
Well, you see that through Olympics, don't you? Now
People
you get more
like
medals, don't
they'll
they?
go back in my day. There was probably tougher fights because you would get a lot more like fighting sort of thing, but the actual technique.
Skill level, you mean?
Yeah, I think it's much better now.
Yeah, they have improved.
I must admit, I'd have to agree
Funding
with
from
that.
lottery and all the rest of it's helped that though as well, especially at top level boxing.
Well, I think now, you know, you got the GB, and I mean, what were young Joe Turner and Leighton Birchall, was they representing England up in Scotland with her?
That's right, yeah.
And what did they win over there? Did they both get gold?
Yeah, they did. It was like a GB Nations tournament. It wasn't the official tournament, but it was England, Scotland, and Wales who were invited, and obviously the best lads from those countries boxed on there over the weekend. And Joe beat a lad from Scotland and Wales, and Leighton beat a lad from Scotland over 2 nights as well.
2 different lads.
Yeah, so
they both won they both won the Three Nations, like the proper one anyway. They both won that this season anyway.
And your lad, didn't he get to the finals of the it the development set? Was it?
No. Oh, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, my young lad Jack. He got to finals of development. Yeah. Mikey got to the finals of the youth. We thought he'd won it, to be fair. And then he boxed for Scotland in the Three Nations. Got beat off the Scottish kid, but he did get beat, to be fair.
Yeah, we've been doing well recently as well, and Jack has too. So they're both good lads. Then they'll be ones to watch, and they're more like, we've got 1 foot in pros. A lot of these kids have in our gym. They're not sort of out and out amateurs.
Well, I suppose it helps.
We do a lot of hand and elbow work with them and that type of stuff. Footwork's very important in here. And you see them, a lot of them, but when they're to transition, I don't think there'll be a massive jump. Just think they'll sort of be really smooth into it.
I presume each year this gym's progressively been getting better and better. You know, you've had more to your stable, you know, more national champion, you know, being a Northwest regional champion would have been a great thing, but now you're producing national champions one after another all the time now.
Well, when you first start coaching as well, you probably have your own idea of how your lads want to be, but the more experience you get by seeing other kids who are winning national titles, oh, he's winning, he's got good footwork, oh, he's winning, he's got nice, you know. So you start adding little bits and bats into it as well, because
you're still learning, aren't you?
Yeah, even though we're experienced as boxers, a boxer and a coach is 2 different things. Do you know what I mean?
And we have got some good coaches in gym. Matty Palmer's a brilliant coach. Sean helps out, he's really good. We've got a couple of coaches coming through with all the DBSs.
Has this helped you though, because you've been now going to these national finals all over the country and you've seen the best kids in the country everywhere? Have you watching them and thinking, oh, I like that what he does?
Yeah.
And has it gave you more ideas of how you can improve the kids, because you're seeing, you know, at one point you're limited. You're seeing kids just in the Northwest and the Northwest.
But you do get some good kids in the Northwest.
No, I know that, but you're now getting to see the best kids in the country, and you're seeing them on a regular basis now, aren't you?
Yeah. So I like listening to what sort of drills they do and stuff like that. I'm dead interested in all that sort of stuff. I'm thinking, what drills is he doing, what, you know, and then just taking them away, because it's all them basic things, I think, what make these kids much better.
And then you're learning off the lads in the gym as well, watching how some other lads will do it differently, and then think, oh, that works for him, and that doesn't work for him. So it's just a lot of it's trial and error too.
I like watching the different countries, how they do different drills as well. Watch them on YouTube, you know, just the
Because I
styles,
presume you'd be
different.
paying a lot more attention because you've got a lot more interest in these national and international
Yeah,
competitions.
it's not just for the amateurs though as well, some of them, you know, like you watch the likes of Bivol, the way he does his drills, he looks amateurist, as in his technique is like
European style,
everything's leaning back onto the back foot, and it's class, it's unbelievable, that sort of thing. So you can add them a little bit. You don't want a kid who's just there all the time. We always say you need to be able to do both. You need to be able to fight on your back foot, you need to be able to box on your front foot. You need to be able to fight at close range. I always call on the 6-inch punches like the Americans do. I remember when Joe Goosen was over and I was speaking to him and he was talking, everything's short. So it's all right being good at one thing. We don't want that. We want to be able to do a bit of everything. Do you know what I mean? There's no point being on your back foot there and getting caught with a backhand over.
Are you
the top.
excited then with this crop of kids that are coming through? Because I was seeing them today on the pads and everything, and they all seem to be able to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, well, that's what we want. We want them to. People, when we first started with the amateur, people say, "No, it's a pro gym." It's not a pro gym. It's a pro-am gym. We do the pros in the morning. We do the amateurs at the night. The amateurs and the pros don't train together, and we don't train the amateurs the same way we train the pros.
It'd be silly though, wouldn't it? As we said, two different sports, and work rate is very important in the amateur game.
I mean,
you know?
and then as you go through the amateurs, the style changes. So schoolboy kid, he's on his toes, he's fast, it's because it's a minute and a half. When you get to seniors, it's much more sort of slowed down, and that is more like a pro fight.
Yeah.
So the styles change as you go through the groups and the age groups and things. So you've got to accommodate for that.
So has it been a big learning curve these last couple of years with you two? With you know, because like I say, you just took the kids from being domestically really good, you know, in the amateur game and winning Northwest Regional titles, to now, you know, you've got what 5, 6 national champions in this gym.
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning curve. I mean, every day, isn't it? You've got to. If you stop learning, then you probably have to finish, really.
Yeah, well, they always say that about boxing, don't they? When you think you know it all, just pack it in.
Yeah, definitely. I love picking things up. I watch YouTube and TikTok and Instagram just to see what other people are doing.
So we're in for a treat on Friday?
Yes.
Give us the details. Where is it? Can people pay on the door first off?
Yes, they can, and it's table service as you get in. So get sat down. The table, you get waited on at your table. If you turn up, it's 6:30 weigh-in. Doors open at 7. Boxing starts at 7:30, and it's the Riva Showbar in Preston. It's just back at bus station.
That's where you've had your last few shows
we have it there. Yeah,
it's a lovely venue, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, it's a good venue. It's good seats. Everyone gets a good seat when they're there, and it's good. Hopefully, it's going to be a good night.
And all the lads will be down there, even the ones that are not fighting.
They do come and support each other, don't they?
Yeah, we'll be getting pro lads handing trophies out, getting photos and stuff like that for kids. So yeah, it should be good.
That's the good thing about this gym. When we first opened it, I wanted it to be. It's called Jennings Community Boxing Academy, but I wanted it to be a community with the lads as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't want no jealousy. I can't stand that. I've been in gyms where it's been like that and it's horrible. I didn't want that. The lads in here, they're all mates, aren't they?
Yeah, they all
that's
support
part
each
of
other
it.
and stuff.
I know it's an individual sport, but it's great to have a great team behind you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when they're in there's only them who can do it on their own, but it's good when you've got all your gym mates outside there shouting and everything, you know, backing you up.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to Friday night, like you say. Doors open, what, 7 o'clock did you say?
Doors open 7, yeah, boxing starts 5:30.
Right, we'll see you down there on Friday, mate.
Thank you, Lee.
See you later, lads. Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.